I'm Nick Altmeyer with linkinglewiscounty.com. I'm here today with AJ and Valerie McCall. They're the parents of Kenneth McCall. Kenneth went missing in the town of Diana on June 13th of this past summer. He was last seen in the Tid Road area. Basically, we're here. It's been about 4 months since Kenny went missing.
4 months.
Yeah. We're kind of getting into full swing of hunting season and things like that, so I know it was kind of important for you guys. I know, Mr. McCall, you've been out putting up some signs, just kind of alert people in the area that, and not just the Tid Road area, but it seems how it's been 4 months. We're not really sure where he could have made it to, so just people be on the lookout for any signs. I know Kenny last had a blue drawstring bag, we think he might have had in his possession. Black shorts.
Drawstring bag. And he went down the Tid Road and had 10 to 12 hours of a head start walking, so he could be anywhere in those woods up there, and there's 20,000+ acres. So we wanted to alert, hunters, people that own camps that might be up there at this time of year, to just, if they're out there, that maybe if they realize that somebody's still missing that could have gotten lost in the woods, that maybe if they see something, they would take a second look at it to check to see if it's a person, unfortunately, or their belongings that shouldn't be there.
Okay. And when people are out opening up their hunting camps and things like that, if they find something disturbed, or maybe some food's missing or something like that, could have been an area that he's been through. So should alert the sheriff's department to any activity like that. Any
activity, and if they didn't come up this summer, if they have a camp up there, but they didn't come up to use the camp, maybe let the sheriff's department know, or let people know about the camp, that it could be checked, because if he went in there looking for food, and then something happened, if he went unresponsive from lack of nutrition, something could happen in the camp. So we'd want to let the people know that as well.
Now, in the early morning hours on June 13th is when he was separated from his girlfriend.
At about 3 in the morning.
About 3 in the morning. And that was the last time they were together. He reportedly left in a westerly direction on the Tid Road. That entire area was pretty much heavily searched in the immediate days following. You had the sheriff's department, the DEC,
the forest rangers were there. They did a nice job. The forest rangers did. They did the immediate area, but there was other areas in the area of Aldridge Settlement, the Nelson Road. Those areas are heavily wooded, and they're only about 4 miles away from where he was seen. And he did have a 10 to 12 hour head start, so he could have gotten up in there and went into the woods for whatever reason and gotten lost. So any of the woods up there are someplace he could be, because he had such a head start.
Okay. And what kind of descriptive factors are we looking for with Kenny? We know he's got a few tattoos.
He has a cottonmouth king tattoo on his chest.
Okay.
Blonde hair. Sometimes he had a goatee. Gauged ears. He liked that. And he had some tattoos on his hands as well. Other than that, he was just a regular 24-year-old kid. And
height, weight?
What do you think? 150 at most?
145, 150. He's about 5'6".
5'6" or 5'7", a little taller than me. Yeah.
Okay. And as far as the investigation's gone with the sheriff's department, have there been any kind of leads that you guys have been following up on or been made aware of, or is there any kind of theories in place as to what may have happened with Kenny? Or
primarily, one thought is that he got lost in the woods and just couldn't get out. Another one is that he got scared and took off. He had severe anxiety that he was being treated for, and paranoia, and so he could have had an episode. He doesn't have his medicine. There were some possible sightings that we wished were investigated more. Some video sightings at grocery stores that weren't followed up on, and they're lost now. And so we're just hoping that any possible lead comes in that is followed up on by the Sheriff's Department or whomever. He has contacts. We have family in Cortland. That's where we're both from, and that's where he was living. So it's really, you know, anybody that has anything, we hope the Sheriff's Department follows up on these leads, because it's been 4 months and we still don't have any answers.
And that was one thing I was going to ask you about a little bit. Kenny did grow up and is from the Lowville area, but at the time of his disappearance, he was actually living in Cortland. He was up here to visit his sister.
Yeah, he came up for about 4 days to visit family. He had a 17-year-old dog, and it was the family dog, but he said it was his own.
Yep.
And when they moved to their new apartment, it was on the 3rd floor, so the dog had to come back and live with me because she couldn't do the stairs. So he had come up and taken her out. He loved his dog, so they were up here visiting, but they lived in Cortland, and he worked at McDonald's. And they were just up here for a few days. They didn't know that area. They knew Lowville. He grew up in Lowville, but he didn't know the Natural Bridge area, which is why we think they got lost.
Okay. And I know some of the sightings that have come in have been in the Syracuse Cortland area. Is there anything you want to say if anybody has seen Kenny, or if Kenny might be out there watching? Is there anything you want to say to have him reach out to you? I know it's been 4 months and obviously no one's heard anything.
Yeah,
there's been no signs as far as investigation wise, so.
No, we've just had some possible sightings. People really think that it was him. If anybody knows anything or has heard of anything, to contact either the Cortland Sheriff's Department, because they're involved, or the Lewis County Sheriff's Department, to let them know if they know of anything, because at this point anything needs to be followed up on,
Okay.
because something could have happened to him. Like I said, he had anxiety, he had paranoia. So we're just trying to follow all leads so we can get some resolution and bring him home.
So again, anybody that has any information can feel free to contact the Lewis County Sheriff's Office. That number is 315-376-3511. You can also look up and contact the Cortland County Sheriff's Office if there's any activity that you know of in that area. And again, the family would just like you to keep an eye out as you're out and about. If you happen to be in any of these wooded areas this fall, just keep an eye out for anything out of the ordinary. You know, if it looked like somebody has been in the camp, you know, just alert the Sheriff's Department, and if you happen to come across anything. So really appreciate you guys coming in this afternoon. Obviously we wish it was under better circumstances, and we hope for the best results for you guys in finding Kenny.
Yeah,
Thank you.